Yes! Alrighty, what's up, everybody? My peeps. What's going on, you sexy bitches? It is I, your travel god of screen, Peter Joseph here, for a Sunday evening video. And it's Sunday, it's Football Sunday, week 15 in the NFL in the league where they play for pay. We'll talk about that a little bit. But thank you all for watching on this Sunday evening, December 14th, 2025. We're 1 week away from Christmas, 2 weeks away from the end of the year, so we're wrapping it up. We're at pretty much at the midpoint of the month, and we're almost done, guys. Almost done with 2025, and people are like, where did it go? I don't know. Came and went, pretty much. You know, we were talking earlier about Easter, and then after Easter, zoom, you missed it. You know, it's like now, you know. When would it be? Now. Soon. Pretty much. So, it'll be soon, you know, 2026 will be here before you know it. And, that's pretty much it. But thank you all for watching right here on the Peter Joseph YouTube Wrestling channel, youtube.com/Peter Joseph. Make sure you like the video, hit the subscribe button down my pants, otherwise known as the description box below. We're getting close to 1,050 subscribers. I don't know, I think we might get a little bit over that in the next 2 weeks, or at least get close to it. But, you know, had a pretty good year. It got up to 1,000, you know, took us about, I don't know, it didn't take us that long to get to 1,000, you know, pretty much in January. We were a little bit stagnant, then kind of like, I think in the middle of the year, we started going to the moon, like Cameron Grimes would say, but thank you all for subscribing, making the channel, you know, great and everything, and all my other channels as well, gaining some subscribers here and there, over 500 on the Rant channel, now way over 750 subscribers on the road to 800. But thank you all for subscribing. Keep subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, do it now. And subscribe to my other channels as well. All the links are down below in the gobbledygook. And that's pretty much it for that. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Leave a comment on this video or any one of my past videos or now videos on this video or in the future, Conan. But don't leave stupid comments. You get sent to the Shadow Realm. You know where you're gonna go. You get, you know, Ozzy and Satan will eat your soul in the Shadow Realm, and you won't be heard from again. And that's it. You don't like it too tough shit. That's that. But in any case, ladies and gentlemen, share the video all over the internet. Don't forget to tap and slap that bell. Turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next one. Because if you miss anything, you're pretty much SOL, like I said. And you know what that means. If you don't know what it means, you get slapped. Pretty much it. And if you're brand new here, well, welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, relax. Grab that nice, tasty, cold one. We got another monster here, ladies and gentlemen. Product placement, as always. But grab yourself a nice, tasty, cold one. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. And you don't like it? Tough shit! And that's that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, it's Football Sunday. I'm watching 3 games at once right now. Pretty much. I got the Niners on my phone, my actual phone. They just scored 31-10 right now. Against the Titans at home. Third quarter, about 2 minutes left, so game is basically almost done for, you know, the Niners about to wrap it up, pretty much, but McCaffrey with a touchdown, Juwan Jennings with 2 touchdowns, as we call him, Touch One Jennings. Defense is playing pretty good, not great, but pretty good. Against a garbage team, we should blow them out. We're blowing them out right now by 3 touchdowns, so it's great. So that's that. The Rams just scored. Fuck. Make it 27-24. Packers are losing to the Broncos. That's good for the standings, and for the seeding, actually. The Bears won today, which sucks. Which the Niners are with a 6 seed, now to the 7 seed. But if the Rams and the Seahawks, who are losing to the Phillip Rivers and the Colts today. You gotta love that. The Niners could be the number 1 seed, or at least the number 2 seed, I think, because I think it's, I think the Bears have the tiebreaker. They have something over the Niners, I don't know, but they'll have the number 1 and number 2 seed. But right now, Niners are cruising. Rams just scored, but as a booth review, because I think the guy was down or he dropped the ball or some shit. I care less. Seahawks are losing. Great. Packers are, good game with the Broncos. So, lots of competitive football right now. If you're a Niners fan, you're hoping for a Rams loss. A Seahawks loss would be great too, and a Packers loss would be even better. So we got that. But Niners next week in Indy to face Phillip Rivers and the Colts on Monday Night Football. Tough game. And then you got the Bears on the road in December, mind you, after Christmas. And then after the New Year, back home against the Seahawks, which could be for the number 1 seed in the league. It could be number 1 seed in the NFC West, NFC title. We're getting serious. Alright, so the touchdown by the Rams stands, and it's now 27-24. Still a lot of time left in the game. Same thing with the Niners game and every other game. So we got that. So 2 minutes left in the third for the Niners. So it's good to have picture-in-picture on the rich man's TV and having the Niners app on your phone. So, and I don't even have to pay for the Niners app. I get that for free. Picture for free. I mean, cause, well, I don't. I have to pay for the satellite. But everything else is good, man. I'm loving it. But if you're a Giant fan, oh boy, it's sad. I'm a Niner fan. I'm a 95% Niner fan, 5% Jet fan. Jets just stunk today. They're just playing for pride right now. They go to 3-11. 3-11. Losing to they got blown out. I mean, destroyed today by the Jaguars. So Tony Khan's pretty happy today, And then the Giants. What else is new? They get so close to winning a game, and they choke again. They go to 2-12 on the year. Still have the number one pick in the draft. So barring anything that happens in the next 3 weeks, then the Giants get another number 1 pick. Or at least top 5 pick in the draft. Not that it's gonna do anything. And Russell Wilson, I think, is coming back next year. Dart may or may not come back. Jameis Winston, I don't know if he's coming back. So, who knows if the Giants are going to draft a quarterback. They should draft a new fucking head coach, but they can't do that. But, I heard Mike McCarthy's might be going to the, I think the Titans next year. There's talk that he might go there. Or, hey, he might, don't go to the Colts, I'm saying, but, hey, go to the Giants, and might resurrect them. Not! But it is what it is. Rams are all happy. Fuck the Rams. That's that. But we move on. So, like I said, I got 3 games on at once, so it's crazy. But it's football, you gotta love it around this time of year, getting close to playoff time, close to the end of the year, December football, especially in cold as fuck Green Bay on the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field. And Soldier Field, too, if you think about it. Because it's fucking cold. Cold in New England, it was snowing up there. And the Patriots lost to the Bills. They got a 1-game lead in the AFC West. AFC East, I should say. But it is what it is. The refs suck in this game, and the Niners game too. Let's see what Goff does. Deep down the field! Oh, he almost caught it. Damn! That would have been a nice catch. Shit. And yeah, I got some a little bit of cha-ching on the Lions today, so we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. But anyway, damn, Niners got one timeout left. Fuck. Not that it matters, but anyway, Titans got the ball. Almost the end of the fourth quarter, in the third quarter, they got the ball at the 41. So we'll see what happens with that. But the Niners got a big, huge lead, and hopefully, as we go to the fourth quarter, the Niners can hold on and see if they can get more TDs. TDs, boobies, stuff like that. But it is what it is. Rams crowd is fired up now. As Goff just got sack. Fuck. Back at the 8-9 yard line. Ouch. 30-22 for the Lions. Still a lot of time in the game, so I'm not really concerned right now. But if the Rams win, they clinch a playoff spot. So, well, nothing for the Lions there, and then they're gonna punt. Damn. So the Rams win, and the Niners win. Niners are still one game out of the division. The Seahawks lose. They go back to third place and pretty much out of the playoffs right now. So it's dicey, but the Rams have an easy schedule. I think they got the Cardinals next. I think they got the Cardinals next week. Niners got the Colts, then the Bears, then the Seahawks. Oy. So it's gonna be a matter of seeding, and who knows if it's gonna come down to the final game of the season for the Niners to get the NFC West, and that's pretty much it. So I'm hoping for an NFC West title and one of the top seeds. So we get a home game anyway. If we get the number 1 seed, we don't play for 2 weeks. So I want that. But if we have to play at home, at least we're not. I hope we don't play a hard team like maybe the Lions, maybe the Bears. Who knows? The Packers, Pack-queers, who don't want to face us because the Packers can't beat us. Even with Godges and his discount double check, can't beat us. That's why he went to the Jets. Now he's on Pittsburgh, and who knows if the Steelers are going to make the playoffs. So a half game up on the fucking Ravens. Otaku's happy today because this fucking team beat the Bungles, shut them out. I hate Puka. Puka Nacua of the Rams is probably the worst fucking wide receiver ever. He's the cheapest fucking guy. I can't stop this guy. It's like a little cockroach. The Rams are about in the red zone again. Ugh. So they're probably gonna go up. I'm hoping they go up by at least by 6 instead of 10. But Rams got a good team, so. And another walk-in touchdown for this guy. 3 touchdowns walked in. Jesus Christ. I mean, what is this Ole defense? It feels like the Bulls, the Chicago Bulls in the 90s, with Tony Kukoc. Ole defense, dunk. I mean, come on now. Shit. Alright, so the Rams are up by 10. That's not good. But Niners are up by 3 touchdowns, 31-10. About to go to the fourth quarter. They got the ball at their own 44. But they're doing some good shit right now. Offense is playing great. Brock Purdy, 3 touchdowns. 3 touchdowns. Eddie Guerrero, Pinero, ese pedo. Got a field goal. And Christian McCaffrey, a touchdown. So there you go. So we got that. So fourth quarter coming up for the Niners. They look like they're gonna cruise to another win, go to 10-4 on the year, and hopefully the Lions can come back in the fourth quarter and do the Niners a solid. And now we gotta just worry about the Sheepcocks and the Pack Queers. Niners could be the number 1 seed, the number 1 or number 2 seed by the end of tonight. Well, end of pretty much the next hour or so. Next 45 minutes to an hour. That'd be great. Alright, I talked for 15 minutes about football. I'm sorry about that. But anyway, it's football Sunday. You gotta do it. Anyway. Alright, hope you guys had a great day. You know, it snowed here in the Northeast. Got a couple inches of snow. Broke my back just to shovel that fucking shit. Then I had to put some snow melt out. It's icy. I'm gonna put some snow melt out tomorrow morning before I go out. To do some stuff. I gotta go to the doctor tomorrow. And I gotta do some errands. This whole week I'm busy. It's just, you know, I got a lot of appointments coming up with the doctor before, you know, Christmas. I gotta get those done. I got physical therapy, all this, well, most of the rest of the week, and then I'm pretty much gonna be busy on the next weekend with. I got a concert, then I'm going to Collision next Sunday, so I'm gonna be busy. I'm out of the loop, you know. And then after that, Monday and Tuesday and part of Christmas Eve, I'll be around, but after that, I'm gonna be taking the rest of the year off to just chill and just get my bearings back and get ready for 2026. So we have that. But on this Sunday evening, December 14, 2025, if you're just watching, I'm Peter Joseph. I'm your gracious host, your tribal god of extreme. There is no higher. But I am a content creator talking about the wonderful world of professional wrestling, sports, music, movies, whatever. And if you like it, great, you know, get out. And if you want more, hit that bell and hit that subscribe button down below as well. And thank you for your support. Alright, on this Sunday evening, it is time for your late and out-of-date WWE Saturday Night's main event review. For last night, December 13th, 2025, the final match in the career of one of the GOATs of professional wrestling, and that's John Cena! Alright, so we are emanating from the Capital One Arena in Washington, D.C., and our commentary team of Michael Cole and Bad News Wade Bennett. Well, I'm afraid, Michael Cole, I got some bad news for you. Pretty much it. Also, Joe Tessitore was there with Stephanie McMahon co-hosting. Hi, Steph! You know, lots of celebrities were there. Tyrese Halliburton, all the Pacers were there. I think Fluffy, Gabriel Iglesias, what's his last name? Gabriel Iglesias, I think his last name is. He was there. Fluffy was there, basically. And a lot of wrestlers were there. Kevin Owens, Booker T, Sucker, Bismarck Henry, Eve Torres, Trish Stratus, Sami Zayn, Rob Van Dam, you suck. Even Haku and the Barbarian. Holy shit. So lots of stars there, lots of people there to celebrate and remember John Cena, his final match. He'll be taking on Walter. And I know I'm gonna get to all you fucking marks. You know, I already did a couple of videos about the entire IWC pretty much crashing out last night. Besides crying up a storm, you know, because emotional night. You know, they're crying like little bitches, and you know, on their period basically was of what happened at the end of the Cena Walter match, yelling at Triple H, chanting AEW, going after Walter at the end of the night. You know, when he left the arena. I think that was a little bit too extreme for some of you dumb fuck marks. But we'll talk about that in a minute. Alright, so let's get into it. Let's not waste any more time than I already wasted. Alright, so we see various legends for Cena's final match. Then we start off with the cold open. Triple H narrates a video on Cena's career. Talk about how he's the greatest of all time in a variety of ways. Pulling out. So basically, they're pulling out everything out of their ass for last night. Alright, so then we start with Joe Tessitore, Stephanie McMahon, hyping up the show. Hi, Steph. So we get that. So we start off the show with match number 1. We have the undisputed WWE champion. You know him, you love him, you can't get enough of him. Cody! MDK Cody, you bitch! No! You know, that guy. Takes on the NXT World Heavyweight Champion, the man from Wakanda, the ruler. Who? The Destroyer! Who? The Bringer of Words! Who? His name is Oba! Who? Femi. Yes. Oba Femi takes on Cody Rhodes. First time ever. So we got that. There's a sign that said, "Put a cookie down!" That guy. That fan needs to, he gets a thumbs up. Anyway, so, good match, bad ending. Anyway, so starts with, Oba was fucking up Cody, but Cody comes back, power slam, it gets blocked, Oba knocks him down pretty easily. Power versus speedish, Cody, basically. And then, Oba misses a charge into the ring post, ow! Then a power slam works for Cody, knocks Oba to the outside, hits a flippy dippity-doo, but only to charge into a spine buster. On the inside of the ring, there goes a fucking motorcycle. Anyway, Cody gets in his drop-down uppercut, gets knocked to the outside. Oba almost hits like a pounce, but it was like a running elbow, like Claudio would hit. Hits that. Cody goes over the announce table, pretty wicked. His ears and then he comes up. His ear is just busted wide open. So I think he landed on the side of the table and it cut his ear wide open. Ow! Fucking Lions had a punt. Shit. It goes into the end zone. It is what it is. Alright, so the Niners, I think, punted to the Titans, or the Titans had the ball. Now, the Titans are about to score. They're at the San Francisco 1-yard line. Shit. Alright, but it's the beginning of the fourth quarter. So we'll see what happens with that. Hopefully the Niners can hold them to a field goal. We'll see, but that's pretty much it. Micah Parsons is down in the game? Oh, shit. Not good for the Pack Queers. Oh, boy. Anyway. I'm looking at the Niners, I'm looking at the Packers game. Because they have a picture of it. Micah Parsons is down, and it looks like his leg. Uh-oh. Could be PCL, could be ACL, MCL. If that's a serious injury for the Packers, good night to them. Nice knowing you. The NFC North is a pipe dream now, pretty much. And, possible playoff spot is pretty much history. Micah Parsons is out for the rest of the season. So that's that. So we'll move on with that. So, Rams are winning, not good. Packers are losing, that's good. Seahawks, I think they're losing still, that's good. So, get that. Alright, anyway. So, Cody's ears busted wide open. Chokeslam is over a near fall on the inside. So, we're going to double down. And then Cody jumps over him, hits the Cody Cutter. The stupid fake-ass fuck Joey Cutter. For a near fall. And then the fans get up and like, oh no, it can only mean Babucho! Drew McIntyre is here. He gets in the ring, beats up Cody. We get a disqualification, even though somebody said it was a no contest. So anyway, Cody wins by disqualification in 9 minutes. That sucked. And then, so the match was alright. 2.5 out of 5 stars. I took it back 3 out of 5 stars. And then Oba is mad. Not happy with Drew getting into his business. Pushing him down on his ass. Oh, I would love to see Oba and Drew on the main roster. I would sign me up for that. Give me what I want, Hunter! So we get that. And then Cody and Oba, Cody knocks Drew to the outside, blah, 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 blah. And then they hold up each other's belts. People are chanting, run it back, run it back. I hope they do. I would love to see a rematch between these guys and Oba whoops his ass again. But so it is what it is. Titans just scored to make it 31-17. 14 minutes left in the game. So Niners lead cut down to 2 touchdowns. Let's see what happens with that. Rams still up by 10 with 13 minutes left. Let's see what happens with that. Alright, so like I said, Oba and Cody, good match. Horrible ending, but I kind of knew that Drew was going to show up. I was hoping that Drew would cost Cody the match, not ruin it. So, I guess we'll see what happens this week. Maybe tomorrow on Raw, or most likely with Nick Aldis going to say something on SmackDown. And we'll probably get a match with Drew, and I think we're going to get Drew and Cody there, probably their final match. Maybe in a cage, there's some type of stipulation. Probably on the January 2nd 3-hour show. I probably do it there. We'll not do it at the Rumble, but we'll see. We'll get that. Alright, then we get more celebrities wishing Cena well, including Peyton and Eli Manning, and Snoop Diggity Dog. Or Snoopy Dog Dog. Snoop Dogg. Snoopy Dog Dog. God bless that woman. I don't know if she's still alive, but back when I was in college, used to do the morning news and everything on the radio station. We did the morning news at I think it was 7:30 in the morning. Oh, that was a pain in the ass to get up. But the college was 20 minutes away from not where I used to live. But I digress. Did the sports, and then afterwards we did entertainment news, and we're in the other studio, and the entertainment lady comes in, does the entertainment news, and there was a story about Snoop Dogg. I don't know what the story was, but she called Snoop Dogg Snoopy Dog Dog, and next thing you know, you hear, you can hear it over the air. All of us in the second studio were laughing up a storm. And then after the news was done and we played, there was nobody after that show until I came. Nobody did the 9 o'clock show or the 8 o'clock show, whatever it was. Whatever it was. The first person to do their shift in the morning never came in until then I came in. But I did it on a Friday. I started on a Friday, and then I changed to I think Tuesday or Wednesdays. I forget what day. It was Tuesdays. Tuesday afternoons, because I didn't have any classes after that, so did that. But anyway, so after the news, we go in the main studio, and the lady's like, "Why was everybody laughing and hearing in my headphones?" And I go, "You said Snoop Dogg's name wrong. You said Snoopy Dog Dog." And she's like, "Oh no!" And then one of my professors from my morning class, which was it was a morning class. He comes up to me before the class started. He says, "Pete, what happened earlier?" He's like, "Why was everybody laughing?" I was like, "Oh, the woman that's doing the entertainment news said Snoop Dogg's name wrong. Said Snoopy Dog Dog, so we all laughed." I was like, "Okay." That professor liked me so much. Good guy. I don't think he's still alive. I think he passed away years ago. But it is what it is. Alright, enough about the past. Alright. So we got Snoop Dogg and everybody talking about Cena. And then Legends praise Cena. Punk, Shawn Michaels, a few other people. Oh, Lions almost fucked that punt up. Holy shit. Alright, we get that. And then after that, we get a graphic showing Cena's stats. Impressive. So get that. Alright, match number 2 on your scorecard. We get to the ladies, the only ladies match on the card. We get Bayley! Give me a hug, she's a Niner fan too. Thank you, Pam. Bayley. She takes on the resident surfer girl, Sol Ruka. And we had Delta and the bird lady, Lyra Valkyria, the lassie bitch from Ireland. This was a pretty good match too. A little bit botchy here and there, not too much. Starts with Bayley working on the arm. So Ruka backflips into an ankle scissors, sends Bayley into the corner, and Bayley's like, whoa! Because Sol was really showing off, with her athleticism and all that other shit. But she sends Sol to the outside. They get back in. Bayley tries to pick her up. That didn't work. And so it's smart enough to reverse it into a small package for a near fall. And then Sol sends Bayley to the outside for a cartwheel moonsault to the floor. That was impressive. Fans loved it. Bayley's rocked back in. Bayley sunset flips Sol into the corner. Ow! For a near fall. Then we get a chin lock to slow down the pace. Sol fights her way out of it, hits some elbows, then a top rope cartwheel DDT. Somebody's been watching Jackson Drake tapes from Evolve, the Evolve Men's Champion. Because he uses that as his setup to his finisher. Anyway, Bayley gets into Bayley to belly, then ties Sol in the tree of whoa! Setting up a running elbow strike for a near fall. She goes to the top for the Macho Man elbow. Yeah, any doubt from heaven, ain't that right, Miss Elizabeth? That's right, Randy. Hi, Mr. Joseph. How you doing? Hi, Liz. You're looking great. Thank you. How you doing, Randy? I'm doing great, brother. Is Terry Bollea messing with you? He's using the steroids, brother. He needs to slap to a Slim Jim. Be a man, Hogan. Okay, calm down. Brother. Okay, Terry, you stop. Maniac's up there. Maniacs. That's pretty much it. Alright, Niners are running down the field at the 33-yard line, about under 12 minutes to play. Lions are driving. Being close. It's going to be close games. Well, that game, the Niners game, is 31-17 right now. So anyway, where was I? So she goes for the elbow, and Sol got her knees up. And Sol tries for the Soul Snatcher, and Bayley blocked it, hit the Rose Plant. And then she goes up again, tries for the same thing. Once again, raised knees. Then Sol hits the Soul Snatcher, snatched her soul. But Bayley somehow slides halfway out the ring, and I think Lyra's trying to get her out the ring to stop the pin. But Sol Ruka basically takes her back in the ring, rolls her up, and then Bayley reversed it, and then Sol Ruka reversed it again. 1, 2, 3, Sol Ruka gets the win over Bayley in a pretty good match. A little over 9.5 minutes. Not a bad match. 3 out of 5 stars. And then afterwards, sportsmanship! Everybody's happy. Code of honor. Salute to John Cena. Same thing for the last match. Look at that. Alright, more wrestlers pay tribute to Cena. More legends. More celebrities. That. Then we see Michelle McCool. Eve Torres looking good. Damn. Sami Zayn with his son. Bismarck Henry. Rob Van Dam. You suck. And Trish Stratus. And then Michael Cole gives shout outs to Jim Ross, Jerry the King Lawler, JBL, and his good buddy Taz. Red Hook, brother. Heads up, Cole! Here comes the pain! Taz was good. Taz was good on SmackDown during the Ruthless Aggression era. He was good. Very good. You know, even on TNA broadcasting, he was good. And on AEW. Well, we haven't seen him lately because I think he just had shoulder surgery, I think it was. I forget. I know he had surgery. I don't know if it was on his knee or his shoulder. I think it was on his shoulder. But we get that. Moving on. So we got that. And that's that. Alright, then Stephanie McMahon and Joe Tessitore talk about the show, and believe it or not, they praise John Cena some more. Why not? Why not? We get that. Alright, match number 3 was not for the tag team titles. Originally it was, it wasn't, then it was, and then at the last minute it wasn't. So we got AJ Bad Hair Styles taking on, and Dragon Lee taking on your boy is Bouncy Javon Evans. And Leon Slater, the X Division champion. And Lions just kicked a field goal, make it a 7-point game, 34-27, under 8 to play. So now the Lions got to play some defense. Niners committed a penalty. They were down at the 18, committed a holding penalty. Now it's 3rd and 20 at the 28 of the Titans with about 10 minutes to play. So, hopefully the Niners don't choke this game. I'd be mad. I want to be up by 3 touchdowns again. Put this game to bed. Because a field goal, they're up 17, so it's pretty much a 2-score game. Still. But, so we'll see what happens with that. And, Colts are beating the Seahawks. I love it. I think the Broncos are still beating the Pack Queers. Now Micah Parsons is out for the game. Uh-oh. So we'll move on with that. And that's that. Alright, let's get into this tag team match. Alright, so it starts off with Javon and Leon Slater going fast and furious. And beating the crap out of AJ and Dragon Lee. Big flippy dippity doos to the floor. High cross bodied to Dragon Lee. And then a Eddie Gallardo frog splash by Javon. Very impressive, like a 5-star frog splash like RVD. RVD probably liked that, you know. What do you think about that, Eddie? I think it was very nice. Not as great as mine, but still it was very impressive. He's very talented. Ese pero, okay? He's bouncy, you know, like Tigger from Winnie the Pooh. Tigger's the best. No, I didn't say the N-word. I said the T-word. Tigger. But I digress. Alright, we digress. Alright, so Niners ran it up McCaffrey, 9-yard gain. Down to the 19. So, Eddie Guerrero Pinedo is on for pretty much a gimme field goal, which is good. So, 34-17, Niners with under 10 to play, 9:28 exactly. So, they're up by 2 touchdowns. Still, you know, we'll see. Now just going to play some defense, because the Titans score here makes it about a 10-point game, depending on how long the drive is and everything, but we'll see. 7 minutes to go in the Rams game. They just got a first down. Shit. So about almost at midfield. Lions got to stop them, or even if they hold them to 3, the game would be over. So they got to get a stop, like now. I mean, now, you know what I mean? But anyway, we got that. So Fast and Furious to start, and then a missed choice as Leon shoulder first into the ring post. Ow! And then Dragon Lee grabs one hell of a sit-up powerbomb. And then Javon comes in, sends AJ Styles to the outside, goes for a lion salt, missed. No one in the pool for you, sir. AJ drives him into the barricade. Ow! And then Dragon Lee Hurricane Rana's Leon into a Styles Clash attempt, but Javon made the save on the outside, surprisingly. Back in, Javon hits the OG Giddy Kassa! Bang! Knocks AJ's for a loop. Sets up Leon Swanton for 50. That was impressive for a near fall. Dragon Lee made the save with a dropkick, and I think Javon and he fell on the pin. And then Dragon Lee hits a big running flippy dippity doo to take out Javon, which leaves Leon to escape the Styles Clash. And then they're fighting on around the apron, and AJ hits the forearm, sets up for the phenomenal forearm. He jumps, slips off the top rope. So and people are saying that's a botch. It was planned. I think there was sweat on the ropes. I don't think it was AJ's fault that he semi-botched, but, it happens. So I'm not going to give AJ a botch there, but anyway. So AJ falls down. Leon, smart enough, goes for a quick cover, and AJ kicked out. And then to get back up, AJ counters a top rope Hurricane Rana right into the Styles Clash. 1, 2, 3, pretty quick match, because they, wanted to give Cena and Walter a lot of time. I think they went 30 minutes. But this match was under 5.5 minutes, and AJ and Dragon Lee get the win. Pretty good match, 3.25 out of 5 stars. And that's that. We move on. And then afterwards, they shake hands, and another code of honor. You'd love to see it. More saluting, and that's it. Alright, Titans are really running down the field right now. They're at the 37-yard line of the Niners. But 3rd down and 3 on the 37 of the Niners. And, what would you expect? Puka with another goddamn first down for the Rams. It's either him or it was Cooper Kupp when Cooper was on the Rams. Now he's on, I forget what team he's on now. But I would hate for the NFC title game to be in SoFi Stadium. I would like to have it in Levi and the Rams get their butts kicked. But if the Niners want to go to the Super Bowl, they gotta get past pretty much Matthew Stafford and pretty much Puka Nakua. That's it. Titans down at the 17-yard line after another run. I mean, where the hell is the rush defense in this game? Shit, giving up 20 yards, 29-yard runs. So we got that, but it's getting a little bit dicey there in Levi right now, as Titans are now 2nd and 10 on the 17-yard line. Alright, so we got that. Alright, so after that, and I gave the tag team match 3.25 out of 5 stars, more celebrities, even Tom Brady, praising Cena, and then Joe Tessitore and Stephanie get emotional because Cena's, it's time for Cena's final match. But before we get to that, we get The Miz, the Jizz, basically, complains about how he was ignored during his Cena's retirement tour. You had 2 matches in a tournament and you lost both. Why are you complaining, idiot? He says, I beat John Cena at WrestleMania 26 in a main event wearing the same gear he was wearing last night. And then R-Truth in Cena cosplay, Ron Cena comes out, not happy with how Miz cheated to get the match with Eli Drake, switching the balls, and that name is right here. Miz takes the ball and reads, oh no, it's Joe Hendry, below average Joe, who shows up, which has Miz and pretty much everybody watching pissed. So we get that, and then Miz comes up swinging and then gets pretty much beat down 2-on-1, and then R-Truth and Joe Hendry pose. They do a 10-knuckle shuffle. You know, the "you can see me" shit. 10-knuckle shuffle. Stuff like that. Yeah, 10-knuckle shuffle. Joe Hendry hits the standing ovation, and then pins Miz in a fake pin. As R-Truth goes 1, 2, 3. And then they wave, do the whole thing. I thought it was cheesy. So I gave it 2.25 out of 5 stars, and that's pretty much it. And we move on. Alright, it was 4th down and 1 for the Titans. They got the first down at the 6. Now they have 6 minutes left. They're at the 6-yard line, 1st and goal. Hopefully the Niners can have that goal line defense. Rams just scored pretty much to seal the game with 4:49 left. So they're up by 14. So they're going to go to 11-3. They clinched the playoffs. So the Giants, by the way, got the Vikings at home, I think, next week. They're going to lose that game. Chargers and Cowboys next week at 1. Oh, actually, not on Fox, but got that. So the Rams are in the most likely we're about to be in the playoffs. Niners are still up by 14. With the Titans score, this game is up. They're up by 10, or by 17. And the Titans just scored. Shit. So it's 34-24 with about 5 minutes left. So unless the Titans go for 2. Now make it a, oh, they went, okay. It was 17, okay. So they kicked it, I'm trying to look at the replay. Yeah, so they just scored. So I don't know if they're going for 2, but they kicked the extra point, but, yeah. So it's about 5 minutes left. Niners up by 10. So, getting a little bit dicey. But I think the Niners will hopefully hold on to this. Hold on. They go to 10-3, be 1 game back. All the Rams, who are now in the playoffs, depending on what seed they get now. They've got 3 games left. Seahawks are losing, which is great. Thank you, Phillip Rivers, you old fart. But you're going to get destroyed next week. So the Niners will move up to 2nd place because of the division record. And the Seahawks go to 9-5. And then the Packers are losing. I'm going to change this game because it's pretty much blown out. I'm not going to watch it. Whoops, I didn't want to do that. I hit the wrong button. I hit the mute button by accident. Broncos are up 27-26. 7.5 minutes left. Come on, Broncos! You fuckers. I'm gonna flag on the play. Alright, so Niners are hopefully about to hold on. Rams are in the playoffs. Still have the lead in the NFC West by 1 game. Seahawks lost. That's great. Packers, well, they're down by 1. And but I think the Broncos had the ball. I don't know where. Oh, they're in the red zone, so they're gonna score here regardless. Hopefully it's 7 instead of 3. So if they score here, it's 34-26. So the Packers will have to go down the field, score a touchdown, and convert the 2-point conversion to tie the game. But I'm hoping the Broncos can hold on, beat the Packers, so the Niners jump the Packers. Packers go bye-bye. I think the Niners will be they'll still remain the 6th seed. And, did he score? Or was he down at the 1? I think he's just scored. Touchdown, Broncos! Yes! All right, so it's going to be 34-26, under 7.5 to play. Niners got the ball at their own 34-yard line. McCaffrey rushed to the left for no gain. Titans are playing some prevent defense right now, and the Niners need some freaking first downs. I don't know why Kyle loves to do this in the fourth quarter. Play some conservative football when you're up by 17 points. You know, if you're up by 10, you should not be playing conservative. You should go for the jugular and put the game to rest. Ugh. Alright, so it's 3rd and 11 at the 34. I don't know. I'm hoping that the Niners don't have to punt with 4.5 left. That gives, the Titans a good chance to get a touchdown, make it a three-point game, or maybe a 2-point game if they go for 2. But see what happens. Wait, the Seahawks won? Can't be that. Maybe I'm looking at the score wrong. So, we got that. Ricky Purcell, first down! I think it was a first down. Yep, first down. Ricky Purcell, 13-yard catch by Brock Purdy. Now they're at the 47-yard line. So driving. Hopefully at least get 3 on this drive. Put it away. You're by 13 with like 3 minutes left. But we'll see. Alright. Now it's time for John Cena's final match. Before that, we got another tribute. Various wrestlers doing the Cena pose. You can see me. And then we see the same promo we got on YouTube and on SmackDown. We saw Drew McIntyre had to be convinced to pose and shit. Brock Lesnar holding up a sign says "I see you." Roman Reigns does a salute, wrap up the tribute, which I thought was nice. So it is what it is. 18-16 Seacocks. Ugh. Ugh. I don't know if that's no, I don't know if that was a final or the Seacocks are winning by 2. That sucks. Colts had one job and it was good, and now the Seacocks came back. Oh, they did win. Shit. 60-yard field goal to win the game for the Seacocks. So the Niners still one game back of the Seacocks and the Rams, who have the number one, well, not the number one seed, but they have first place in the division by a game over the Seacocks and the Niners. So I think it's going to come down to the next 3 games. Rams have to lose at least one of them. Seacocks have to lose one of the next 3, and the Niners can lose one and still win the next 2. They could lose next week. I'm thinking they may lose to the Bears. I hope not. But so it might come down to week 18 to see where the Niners will be as we go there. Broncos just intercepted to get a touchdown? No, just interception. Alright, Broncos interception. That's good. So we get that, but it was looking good. Early on, where the Lions were up over the Rams, and the Rams just came back in the second half. Lions just choked. Same thing with the Colts. They were up by 10, and then they choked. But right now, the Niners are at the 36-yard line. So we got that. We move on. Alright, I know most of the video is football related, but I don't care. Alright, so then we get to Walter versus John Cena. I feel bad for Lillian Garcia when she did the introductions, the emotions, she was very emotional, her voice was cracking. Stu was, crying as well. Cena comes out, grabs the camera from Stu, and then films the crowd, which I thought was nice. Then he goes over to see Haku, Booker T, Kevin Owens, Elias or Elijah, Trish Stratus, Sami Zayn, Rob Van Dam, Mark Henry. Nick Khan was there. I didn't see him. I must have missed it, you know. Oh well. There was a Vince McMahon sighting, by the way, but they didn't show him. Anyway. So, pretty much back and forth. I'm not going to go through everything in this thing. But, Walter chopped the fuck out of Cena, but Cena kept coming back with his Super Cena strength. Walter uses his legs after Cena puts on the sleeper hold. Actually, Walter put it on. Cena reversed it into one of his own. Then Walter used his legs to make the ropes, knock Cena to the outside. Put Cena on the steps near the announcer's table. Cena gets back up. Quick AA through the announcer's table. Which broke, obviously. Then we get a double down. And then Walter kicks out of the pin. Cena hits the top rope famouser for a near fall. And then he does the "You can't see me" Final shuffle. But Walter plants him down. Cena catches him on the top, hits a super AA. I thought he should have won right there, but he didn't because both men were down. And then another AA gets countered to a power bomb. Top rope splash gives Walter a near fall. And then locks in the sleeper. Cena fights up with his Super Cena strength, gets pulled down again. And then Cena gets up again. Walter jumps on his back. Cena drives him into the corner, breaks the sleeper hold. Then a quick AA gives Cena a near fall. But Walter, with the sleeper, puts on the sleeper again. And then the fans are like, "Don't give up." And Michael Cole's like, "Don't give up, John! Come on!" So the referee checks Cena's arm. 1, 2. John still got some fight. And then Walter's like, "All right, that's it. I'm gonna go Daniel Bryan on his ass." Anvil elbows to the face. Locks in the sleeper again with more torque on it. And I'm like, this is it. I know, like, Cena's gonna tap or pass out. I was hoping he'd pass out, but Cena smiles into the camera. Tapped out. And it was like, everybody in the arena was shocked. Lillian Garcia, Michael Cole, Banner's Wade Barrett. I mean, everybody was, like, shocked. Because the guy that says never give up, gave up. And that's why the fans are mad. Because Cena tapped out. I mean, really? It was Cena's decision how to go out. I understand people want him to go on a high note. I understand that. But, it's not your decision. It's Cena's decision, and pretty much Hunter's too, but... So anyway, Walter gets the win, under 24-minute match. So Cena ends his career, pretty much. And then afterwards, Cena lies on the mat. Walter soaks in the booze. And then he leaves. Cena gets up, kisses the mat, like it's Japan. And says that he left it all for the people. And then the entire locker room comes out. CM Punk and Cody get in the ring. They hug. They say, "I love you, John." Put their belts on Cena's shoulders. They see Cena like, "Ooh, this is good." I'm like, wait a minute. Is he really leaving? No. But anyway, he didn't, So Cena holds up both belts. Triple H and Stephanie come out. And Triple H gets in the ring. Gets on the apron. Hugs Cena with a big laugh. Which got Triple H booed out the fucking building. And then Triple H is like, "Hey, look!" Then we get a thing on like some type of, I think not a Tron, it was on a video board, like way up there. We get a video on Cena's career, including comments from his mom, which we haven't seen. I don't think we ever saw his mom. His dad we saw a lot. Various wrestlers, both from the past, the present, on what he's about. Even get an old comment from Vince. Yeah, that's the Vince scene. to really show how good the video was. And then the video ends. Cena takes his bows, and then he takes off his shoes, his wristbands, leaves them in the ring, walks out down the aisle, all the way up to the entranceway. He stops, turns around, says thank. What did he say? Thank you for having me in your homes. Thank you. I'm glad to serve you. Something like that. And then he does a salute, and then he goes to the back, and that pretty much ends the show. So, good match. 3.5 out of 5 stars for that. But in any case, Cena's career is over, and that's that. Now, I want to talk about the post-show for a second. Now, Triple H is there. He's getting booed by the fans, rightfully so. And they're chanting, "You fucked up. You fucked up." And then Triple H, saying, can you say that a little bit louder? He's like, "I'm disappointed. I expected louder." So he's kind of playing like heel. "Won't you boo me louder?" And then we got AEW chants. So we got that. Punk says some good stuff about John on the post show. Cody says some stuff. There will never be another John Cena. While he was outside the ring and everything. And then Jey Uso fucking drunk off his ass again. Do you feel him, sir? Pretty much. Saying, Cena left his sketchers in the ring. That was funny. I love that. But anyway, that was that, and that was pretty much the post show. And then I look on Twitter and I see all these videos of these stupid fucking fans outside the arena, and Walter comes out with his suitcase, and the fans are mobbing him, cursing him out, and I heard they had to get extra security to make sure, no idiot fan went after him and something like that. Because, Walter would have killed him. So, he gets on the bus. Fans are booing. It's like, "Fuck you, Walter!" Blah, blah, blah. And it made me remember when Roman beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania 32 and then kind of retired The Undertaker because Undertaker left his gear in the ring. And then he went up the ramp and then down like a trapdoor or something like that. And then Roman the next night on Raw, he got booed. I mean, he got legit booed. The fans hated him. And then he gets on the mic, he says 5 words. It took him 2 minutes to say it. "This is my yard now," which started the big dog era for him. And Roman was the most hated guy in 2000. I think it was 2017. When I started hating him too, and I was like, "Oh, bring back John," But I bet you nothing, tomorrow night on Monday Night Raw, it's going to start with Walter. He's going to come out, or he's going to be in the ring, and a spotlight hits him, or maybe they start off, the lights come up and everything, Walter's in the ring, fans are booing him tremendously, like they did with Roman, and Walter soaks it in, and it takes about 3 to 5, 10 minutes, maybe. And then Walter just takes the mic, and he goes, "My time is now," or something like that. He probably says, "Now is my time," or "My time is now." Drops the mic, leaves, to more boos, to get him more heat. And then we'll see what happens with him after that. That would give Walter superior nuclear heat, like Roman did, years ago. So, Walter basically is now the second coming of he's doing the Randy Orton Legend Killer gimmick. He sent Ober packing. Pretty much sent Walter packing. Goldberg retired. Retired Ober. Retired Cena last night. AJ's retiring at Mania, so they could do a program with Walter and AJ at Mania. Walter wins, retires AJ, and then the rumor of Brock Lesnar retiring at SummerSlam. Walter retires Brock at SummerSlam, so he retires like 5 people in the span of a year. 4 people, actually. And then to think about Jericho, too. So, Walter could be the Legend Killer 2.0, if they want to do that. I don't see how it helps Walter. I mean, it gets him more heat from the fans, you know. But it is what it is. But, as I said in my rant yesterday on my rant channel, go watch it, please. You know, you fucking marks out there crying and bitching because, oh, this was Hunter's idea, Hunter and Cena are collaborating to kill wrestling. I don't think so, but yeah, the way that the finish was, I do kind of agree with some people that Cena should have won, gone on his own term, gone out right onto the sunset and everything, got the win with the Super AA. I agree with that. I personally said in my predictions that Cena was going to pass out. He didn't pass out. He tapped out, smiling. But these fucking marks like saying, I'm not going to watch WWE anymore, this and that, I'm done. You're still going to watch, you fucking liars. You're not going to give up on wrestling. There's no way, no how. So we get that. By the way, Dub City! Niners win 37-24. Go to 10-3 on the year. 10-4 on the year. This is week 15 now. So, actually, yeah, 10-3. I was right the first time. 10-3 on the year. 1 game back of the Rams and the Seahawks. So nothing really changed. Packers are about to lose. That helps the Niners up a little bit. And that's that. So the Niners, I believe, still have the number 6 seed. Rams have clinched the playoffs. Niners could, I think they can't clinch yet. But, with 3 games left, they have to win. I think the Niners can win 2 out of 3. Because that close game next Monday night is going to be a toughie. The next 3 games are tough for the Niners. So, I wouldn't say they hold their own destiny. But they have to win at least the next 2 or 3 and maybe get some help from the Seahawks. And then the Lions have to lose out. Maybe the Packers have to lose out. They're probably going to need some help if they lose a game or maybe 2 games. But I think they could beat the Colts on the road. The Bears game, that might be the toughie. And then the Seahawks at home, they're still dangerous with Sam Darnold, and company. So, getting dicey as we get into week 16 of the NFL. Damn, this season went fast, huh? So, we get that. Alright, so I gotta shut off the game. So that's that. So, Niners win. That's great. I'm gonna do my Niners post-game show right after this, so get ready for that on this channel. So, a quick little short about the Niners winning today. So I did a couple of shorts earlier, so check that out too, with Tony Storm and Mina and Mercedes Moné from Collision. Speaking of Collision, we'll talk about that probably a little bit later tonight. We'll do that video, Dynamite and Collision. We'll talk about that right here on the channel. So 3 videos right here on the channel. TNA Ring of Honor we'll do tomorrow, probably tomorrow afternoon on the Killer Demons channel. We'll talk about TNA Ring of Honor, and then get you ready for Monday Night Raw. I think there's a double taping this week because Raw, I think, is taped next week because of Christmas week, and then the final live Raw is December the 29th. So, it is what it is. Alright, Broncos got the ball at the Packers 42 minutes left of the game. And, whoa! Bo Nix just got out of a sack. Fumble the ball! Oh no! But was he down? He was down. I think he was down. The guy's still running. No, he was down. Down by contact, so Broncos pretty much got a save. Was he down by contact? Yes, he was. Okay. They were showing the replay. Yeah. Bo Nix trying to go for the first down, dove, and the guy in the Packers tapped him before he fell and he dropped the ball. Broncos are going for it on 4th and 1. And they didn't get it. Oh boy. They didn't get it. So the Packers have the ball. I think at their own 38-yard line with a minute left. So they have to go down the field, score, convert the 2-point conversion, and go to overtime. So the teams you needed to lose, the Niners needed to lose today. 2 of the 3 did not win. So now, might not be a good day, because the Rams won, and Seattle came back to win on a 60-yard field goal, and now the Packers have the ball at the 38-yard line, 1:07 left, no timeouts for both teams, so this is going to be, it's an exciting end of the quarter football. And incomplete pass. So I got that. You gotta love competitive football. I love it. So, but 3 more weeks, guys, until the playoffs. Then who knows what's gonna happen. But the Kansas City Chiefs are bye-bye! Bye-bye! You go bye-bye! Pretty much. So the Kelsey, Mahomes, Andy Reid saga, the era is over! I don't know. I would assume Mahomes is coming back next year. He got hurt, too, so I don't know. I think he hurt his leg, so we'll see what happens, after the playoffs. He's not going to be playing probably the rest of the season. I don't know if Travis Kelce's going to come back, but who knows with that. I think he's going to, take the off-season off, get married to that bitch, Taylor Swift. I hope she dumps him. Now he's not in the playoffs, so he's not getting any more money. He's not in the Super Bowl, so you can't see him and shit. Blah, 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 blah. So she's like, oh, I don't need you. Take this ring, shove up your ass. Taylor gets with another guy. Who cares? But we get that, but at least we don't have to see Taylor Swift's ugly ass at the Super Bowl 50,000 times. So KC is out of the playoffs, thank the Lord. So, but I assume they're going to come back. Andy Reid's coming back for another year. Mahomes. Kelsey might come back for one more year. Who knows? Who cares? But now it's KC had won every AFC West title, and now pretty much the Broncos are winning it. So, I think the Broncos just won the AFC West, if they have it already. So, get that. Then we move on. Like 56 seconds left in the game for the Packers. 3rd and 15. Still at the 38-yard line. Broncos are playing some great D right now. We have that. Jordan Love with a throw. And incomplete pass. So now it's 4th and 15. So it's probably the game right here. So if the Broncos can hold on, the Packers, I think, will be out of the playoffs at the moment. The Niners will still have the 6th seed. Because who has the 5 seed? I forget. Actually, the Seahawks had the 5 seed, so it won't change too much. The Bears are still at the NFC North. They had the number one and number 2 seed. No, I think the number 2 seed because the Rams won. So got that. No, take that back. The Bears had the number 1 seed. The Rams had the number 2 seed. And the Eagles had the number 3 seed. The Panthers had the number 4 seed. Seahawks had 5. Niners had 6. And I think I think the Packers are still at 7. I have to check because the Packers just lost. As Jordan Love threw it down to nobody. So the Broncos win 34-26. Thank you. Thank you, Brandon Martin. You know he's going crazy on his live stream. So Broncos go to 12 and what do they go to 12 and Broncos go to 12-2. Who knew the Broncos would be this good? Packers go to 9-4-1. So I think they got the number 7 seed. I have to check. I'll check later. But it is what it is. Why did they go to commercial? A quick commercial and then the game's over. No sense. Anyway, so good football today. Niners win. You gotta love it. That's it. All right, guys, I'm out of here. As far as Saturday night's main event went, it was all right. Good show. 7 out of 10 stars is my rating. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comments section. And like Trick Willie would say, let's talk about it. And that's pretty much it. All right, I'm gonna have my early Sunday dinner with the missus, and I'm gonna watch some more football. Maybe watch a movie, some Netflix and chill shit. And then I'll be back. Well, I'm gonna do my post game show for the Niners. Then have my sensible dinner, watch some TV, maybe take a nap. I don't know yet, but we got that. Denver has clinched the playoffs. They have the number 1 seed by a game over the Patriots, 2 over the Jaguars. That's that. Nothing changed in the NFC except for Tampa Bay now has the number 4 seed. They get back the NFC South because I think Carolina lost today. Niners are number 6 seed, so they play the Eagles if the playoffs started today. Green Bay at 7, so they would face the Bears in Chicago, in Soldier Field. And the Rams would have the number 1 seed. They get home field, which sucks. But hopefully the Rams and the Seahawks lose 1 or 2 of the next 3, and the Niners can run the table. They could, to get the NFC West, because they beat the Seahawks to pretty much go to I think 5-1. If they beat the Seahawks at the final game of the year. But next 3 games are pretty much big games for the Niners. It's gonna be hard next week in Indy. Then next Sunday night after the 28th in Chicago, primetime. I hope they don't flex that game. I'll be pissed. But we'll see what happens with that. And then the final game at Levi, 4:15 game. Hopefully on Fox. That has to be the game of the week. Has to be. Because that pretty much could be for the NFC West title. And possibly, if the Niners don't get it, it could mean the Niners' future for the playoffs. They get the number 6 seed. They could get the number 5 seed. Maybe get an easier game instead of maybe finishing off the number 6 seed, going to Philly in the wild card round. And Philly don't look good. I mean, they kicked Las Vegas, the Raiders' ass today, but it's the Raiders. But it'll feel like 2-3 years ago when Brock Purdy's rookie year goes to Philly and Philly knocked him out. With his UCL, that whole thing that pissed me off. Eagles go to the Super Bowl. I think they go to the Super Bowl and I think they won it from the Chiefs. Yeah, I think that was the year that the Eagles won the Super Bowl a couple years ago. So hopefully you don't get, the Eagles coming in red hot and the Niners coming in red hot. I think it'll be another competitive game, but even with a depleted fucking defense, I think the Niners could beat the Eagles in Philly. So we got that. We'll see what happens with that. Alright, Sunday Night Football is coming up. Cowboys and Vikings. So we'll see what happens with that. Alright, guys, I'm out of here. Thanks for watching. Until next time. Peace and go Niners!